Friday night on Sky 1. At 8 in Code 3, lifeguards battle to stop the ocean claiming another victim. At 8:30, in Sightings, we meet people who've had near-death experiences.
It was like, you have to go back because you have a higher purpose. You have to do something else. You're not ready to confess that.
And at 9...
She's in with the worst scum in Chicago.
The Untouchables get dragged into Chicago's underworld of vice. Another great evening's entertainment this Friday on Sky 1.
You're watching Sky Movies.
A Toyota mechanic knows the Corolla range inside out. But recent independent surveys have proved that the Corolla is Britain's most reliable car. So while we're happy to give it a 3-year, 60,000-mile manufacturer's warranty, calls on our mechanic's engineering skills are somewhat few and far between. The car in front is a Toyota. Olé.
Without a choreographer, there is no ballet. Without Hellmann's, there is no salad. Original, creamy smooth Hellmann's. The only mayonnaise.
The Argos sale is so great!
I just can't get over it.
He's going to buy paint. And she's going to buy paint too. Because whenever she asks him to get anything, he always gets it wrong. And if she has to come, so does he. And him. But they don't have to go through all this palaver. They can do this.
Hello, David DIY. Have you got any Cardinal Red eggshell in stock, about 2 litres?
Cardinal Red, eggshell, 2 litres. No.
Oh.
But I can get it for you. It'll take a couple of days.
It's supposed to deliver to you.
Are you local?
Mason's Estate.
Oh, I'll be just round the corner. Well, got that lot sorted, eh? So, they all get back in the car for a nice day out in the country. Thanks to one phone call that costs less lolly than a lolly. It's good to talk.
Buy this delicious chili beef pizza at Safeway and we'll give you our Hawaiian-style pizza free. Another summer special from Safeway, where good value comes naturally.
Now, here's a unique opportunity. Own your own chilled premium lager in rich gold and frothy white. Brewed in the traditional method by genuine German craftsmen. It comes complete with this stylish glass carrying case and a guarantee that all the sugar is turned to alcohol. Don't delay. Buy one today.
Guess who just got there today?
Regan.
Them wild-eyed boys that have been away.
With a Sweeney, son.
Haven't changed that much today.
Sweet sauce.
And I still think them cats are crazy.
I think he's a head case, but he's a good cop.
Put me through to the commander.
How you was where you could be found.
Get stuff, Regan.
Told them you were living downtown.
I want to talk to you.
Driving all the old men crazy.
That's all we need, isn't it?
The Sweeney, coming soon to UK Gold.
Mustin. I've just come to get my old racket restrung. Oh, good. I'll have some of your best Peruvian catgut, please.
Peruvian what?
Oh, it's absolutely typical, isn't it? I mean, what's happening to the world? I mean, look at this. I'm sorry, but this is no way for a lady to dress. And please, what is this, please?
That's the checkbook for my current account with the Alliance and Leicester.
Oh, well, now I've heard everything. A building society that thinks it's a bank.
Well, the Alliance account does have free banking when you're in credit. Check guarantee and linked cash card, which is also a debit card.
Oh, really?
And they have a phone banking service, which is pretty convenient.
Convenient? That's all you ever hear these days, isn't it? Convenient. Convenience food, convenient shopping, even convenient banking.
Excuse me, sir. You've forgotten your snowshoes.
The Alliance account. Call free on 0500 95 95 95.
You're watching Sky Movies.
Tomorrow night's movies on Sky. At 8, Friday night comedy. Danny DeVito is the high flyer who's just itching to get his hands on that wondrous thing.
Other people's money.
On the movie channel Chaos and Mayhem, they're back. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, ready for anything, as is Joe Pesci in Lethal Weapon 3. And the action continues with Friday Night Fury, preparing for a showdown in Little Tokyo of Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren at 10.
I am talking about the single best idea I ever had.
Warren Beatty thinks big in the widescreen version of Bugsy at 10. While late on Sky Movies,
Say hello to my little friend.
Al Pacino is Tony Montana, originally branded X, Scarface.
Welcome to the Rackets Bureau, Mr. O'Coin.
Late on the Movie Channel, a young law graduate comes face-to-face with corruption in the Big Apple in Shades of Grey. And on Gold, Terror at 10. Our Stephen King season continues as the adults become the victims of the children of the corn. Tomorrow night on Sky. Coming up in the Sky interview, we talk to actor-director Ben Stiller and to his co-stars as well about the new comedy Reality Bites. That's in a minute.
Saturday night.
And Sky Movies Gold.
Presented in association with London's Museum of the Moving Image, we've...
Take 2.
Join me, Geraldine James, on Sky Movies Gold, when I'll be introducing 2 of my favorite movies, Day for Night and Tootsie, both of them Academy Award winners, and find out what they mean to me.
Day for Night and Tootsie, our Take 2 double bill, Saturday night on Sky Movies Gold.
Now, in the Sky interview, we talk to Winona Ryder, to Ethan Hawke, and to their co-star Ben Stiller, who's also the director of a new comedy for the 90s, Reality Bites.
I think it's basically what everybody goes through in their early 20s when you're trying to figure out what your life is about, what's important to you, and what your values are, and how does a relationship fit into that. And so I see it kind of deals with a lot of different issues, but values, relationships, love, work, life.
Mark, I lost my job.
Why did you get a job at Burgerama?
I was valedictorian of my university.
Well, you don't have to put that down on your application.
All right, here we go.
Roll camera, please.
Winona Ryder is Lelena, Ethan Hawke is Troy, and Ben Stiller is Michael, getting to grips with life in the real world and discovering that sometimes reality bites.
I'm making this documentary about my friends. It's really about people who are trying to find their own identity without having any real role models or heroes or anything.
The studio came in at the last minute. When Winona got attached to it, then like a month or 2 months before we started making the movie, the studio backed the movie.
She's a great combination of like someone who's desperately trying to be together and not succeeding, but being so funny at it and charming at it that she's kind of getting away with it.
Today we have with us the Pulitzer Prize-winning documentarian Lelena Pierce. Lelena, you seem to have forgotten all about your best friend, Troy Dyer.
Troy who?
I think when you get down to it, he's a guy who's really afraid to kind of to feel and to afraid to kind of let his emotions put his emotions out there, because I think he's been hurt a lot in his past.
His whole dilemma is a problem of commitment. It's much simpler to maintain your sense of self if you never kind of deal with things, or you never actually actively go after what you want, because then you never have to compromise if you don't do that.
All you do around here, Troy, is eat and couch and fondle the remote control.
I am not under any orders to make the world a better place.
Now, then what good are you?
Oh, would you two just do it and get it over with? I'm starving.
What I wanted to try to do was create a character that wasn't the typical jerk guy who was wrong for her, and try to make him a more three-dimensional character, but also make him funny and interesting, and have him really be a viable alternative for her to go to. Michael is definitely an interesting three-dimensional character. He's not just the yuppie cheesehead guy. He's a guy who has his own set of problems, ambitions, and kind of realizes what he is.
No!
What happened to your normal clothes?
Wow, Elena, look at you. You look... Where'd you get that dress?
Oh, I don't know. I just bought it.
But I think I'm going to go change.
No, don't. You look beautiful. You look like a doily.
I'm going to change.
No, don't change. And don't go thinking for yourself either, lady. Hey, what is your glitch, huh? My glitch?
You know what? We're already
No,
late.
Hang on a second. Look, do you have like a problem with me or something? Because if you do, let's just get this out, all right? Seriously, is there like, I mean, have I like stepped over some line in the sands of coolness with you? Because,
come on.
Because no, excuse me if somebody doesn't know the secret handshake with you.
There's no secret handshake. There's an IQ prerequisite, but there's no secret handshake.
This guy, you got like this whole like thing with the world, don't you, huh? Boy, no, that's great. That's really wonderful. But guess what? I'm a human being, okay? We're human beings, people, okay? You know, we're not like intelligence, quotations or whatever.
Just ignore him.
No.
Done.
Come on, let's go. You don't need it.
You don't know what she needs.
I think I know what she needs in a way that you never will.
It's interesting because different people react differently to the character. Some people think, oh, but how could you play such a total dweeb? And then other people say, I wanted her to go with him at the end. So it's interesting to me how people react to it.
I think that every generation is so, vastly different from the next. And now in the 90s, it's like, I feel like it's all those generations combined, and that's why we're so confused.
There are people I know from high school who are already married and having babies.
I can't even take care of a chia pet.
There's always that time period in everybody's life where you have to kind of come up with your value system, to come up with what you believe in, see what is worth doing with the rest of your life. And people usually find that pretty daunting. What the hell is your problem?
I have to work around here, and unfortunately, Troy, you are a master at the art of time suckers.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Miss Poster Girl, for the workers' party, but until I get that toehold in the burger industry, I got a little time to suck.
Coming up, it's hell on Earth. In Hellraiser 3, more in just a minute.
Friday night on Sky 1. At 8 in Code 3, lifeguards battle to stop the ocean claiming another victim. At 8:30, in Sightings, we meet people who've had near-death experiences.
It was like you have to go back because you have a higher purpose. You have to do something else. You're not ready to come here yet.
And at 9...
She's in with the worst scum in Chicago.
The Untouchables get dragged into Chicago's underworld of vice. Another great evening's entertainment this Friday on Sky 1.
Coming soon to Sky Movies, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. This latest terrifying chapter of the Hellraiser saga gets its British television premiere on Saturday the 23rd of July. Back for the third time, more evil than ever before, is the monstrous Pinhead.
Now, you talk sensibly.
In the first movie, we saw Pinhead as a force, a demon raised from hell because of the solving of a puzzle box. In the second movie, we discovered something about the man that he had been before he had become Pinhead. The human being who had done the deal with the devil and had become this soul-gathering monster as a consequence. At the end of that movie, the two halves of Pinhead, the human half and the monster that he had become, were driven apart. And as our third picture begins, the husk of Pinhead, the thing which is the monster, which has no moral qualms whatsoever any longer, is free on the earth. And that's a fairly terrifying thought.
The terror begins in New York City as a club owner buys an unusual piece of sculpture, only to find there is someone living inside.
Jesus Christ! Not quite.
Pinhead is back. The monster that has become an international phenomenon has returned. And once again, the man who is behind the Pinhead mask is actor Doug Bradley.
This film is driven by the question of how Pinhead is reincarnated and what happens once he is. And what happens once he is this time is that we meet a Pinhead who is freed from the rules the laws and the constraints of the configuration. And he's, well, hell on earth suggests that he's out here, he's on the streets. And this is a more sinister and a more glibly malevolent character who this time is prepared to and does get his hands dirty.
Shall we begin?
B.J. Rack, co-producer of Terminator 2, collaborated to produce the awesome special effects in Hellraiser 3. Fans who enjoyed Hellraiser 1 and 2 will not be disappointed as Bob Keane and his image animation team return with some staggering special effects and an outrageous group of brand new Cenobites.
Catch them in all their glory when Hell on Earth comes to Sky Movies in Hellraiser 3 this July.
Hey, dude, get a load of this.
Surprise!
Beverly Hills 90210.
All right, turn up the volume.
Chill out with the hippest dude.
Wow!
And the hottest babe.
Finally, we get to the good stuff. This is a rather shameless promotion. Hey, it worked on me.
Beverly Hills 90210. Right after The Simpsons.
They must think people will watch anything.
You can see them both.
Or you can turn to another channel.
Not.
Sundays from 6 on Sky One.
Coming up in just a moment, we talk to James Woods, Bruce Dern, and Louis Gossett Jr. about boxing, betting, and Midnight Sting.
How are we doing?
There are jobs.
Guards in position on the fire escape. Others in the cable vault.
Preparing to sever master.
And then there are jobs.
Bingo!
So people hire you to break into their places to make sure no one can break into their places?
It's a living.
And there are times when trying to make a living
National security agents. I don't work for the government.
means trying to stay alive.
Your job is to find that little black box. Holy cow. There's a war out there, a world war.
Anybody want to shut down the fellow reserve?
And it's not about who's got the most bullets. It's about who controls the information. So it's a code breaker.
No, it's the code breaker.
Can you guarantee my safety?
You've got trouble.
Give me the box.
5 seconds.
Hang up, fish. Hang up. They've almost got us.
The British television premiere of Sneakers, coming soon to Sky Movies.
Coming soon to the Movie Channel this July, Midnight Sting. Don't miss its very first showing on British television on Saturday the 9th of July.
According to the script, the difference between a hustler and a con man is a hustler has to get out of town as fast as he can, and a good con man can leave whenever he chooses to.
I love these kinds of roles. I love any role in which the responsibility to help me make the movie better falls on my shoulders. And if I do it well, the movie's better, and if I don't do it as well, the movie's not as good. I enjoy that. It's a challenge.
Leave it to you to make 50 G's in jail. And their bag of shells, but it should get us started. How those farm boys looking in Dickstown? Nothing Roy can't handle. I haven't seen them all. How's he doing? Roy, he's doing good. I talked to him. He's really excited. Yeah? Yeah, good. Yeah. So, it's time to set the hook in Dickstown. Do it just like I told you. Yeah. Exactly like I told you. Okay. And the party's on me when it's over.
Hey, man.
Gabe, when it's over, we'll all be lucky to get away before they kill us. You know the difference between a hustler and a good con man? What? Hustler has to get out of town as quick as he can. But a good con man, he doesn't have to leave until he wants to.
Oh, he's a good con man for sure. And, you know, Bruce's character, Johnny Guillaume, is really a hustler.
Whatever he is, I am, you know. I mean, we're both up to the same thing, which is no good.
So you're saying that our boxing here in Dickstown's not to your satisfaction, Mr.
Kane. Gabriel Kane.
John Guillaume?
Nice to meet you. Hey, can I be frank with you?
Please.
It's never too satisfying knowing who's going to win every time. You know what I mean? Take this Mama Luke in the white trunks over here, okay? Halfway through the first round, he comes out. I know he's going to be kissing canvas. And ba-boom, he's already done it twice. So what do you think? Is he going to kiss canvas the third time? Yes.
So what you're saying is that you think this man over here in the red trunks is going to win this fight?
Was there like an acoustical problem in here? I didn't say I think he's going to win this fight. I said I know he's going to win this fight. Hey, I got a split. By the way, I'd bet 1,000 on it.
But would you bet $2,000 on it?
What, are you joking?
There's two things we never joke about here in Diggstown, Mr. Kane. Our boxing and our betting.
Bruce's character would, like, rob some old lady of her savings, and my guy wouldn't. He'd fleece the other guy of his savings and maybe give it to the old lady. It's more like a Robin Hood kind of thing.
I never heard of no Honey Roy Palmer.
You never heard of him because he never got a shot. Could take on any 10 of you in a day. Any 10, any day.
Nobody can take 10 men. Nobody.
I got $10,000 against your 1,000. Says he could take on any 10 Diggstown men and walk away from everyone. Don't tell me what I know.
Wanda, where have you been? I'm in fierce need of libation.
How's about your $100,000 against my $10,000?
Hell yeah, why not?
You got yourself a bet there, Sonny.
Who are you?
John Clayton Guillaume is who I am. Former manager and forever champion of Charles Macomb Diggs. When was it you was thinking of putting on this little event of yours, Mr.
Hugh? You're not serious.
Yeah, I am serious. I brought my $10,000 cash just to show you how serious. Surely you have your $100,000. Oh, you own my son's car, I understand. That's got to be worth $25,000. And I've seen that fancy rig of yours outside. At least they said it was yours. That's another $25,000. That's $50,000. That leaves $50,000 cash. In a high roller like yourself, I'm sure you have $50,000 cash on you at all times. Because if you don't, you know what we call that around here? A forfeit. And right now,
I didn't really mean necessarily $10,000.
I'll back him.
Mr. Kane, are you a fan of Honey Roy Palmer's, too?
I don't know who the hell Honey Ray Palmer is. I just want to see you eat 10 grand.
Bruce is playing one kind of character, Jimmy's playing another, and I kind of go right down the middle of it.
What did he say when you asked him if he's in?
I'm off the con, man. I'm out complete.
If you're not interested, you're not interested. All right.
Pick me up an 8.
And you have to know your enemy.
Dear Lord,
Guillaume owns the whole town. He's worth almost $2 million.
please give us the strength and courage
Kind of information that can get you killed.
to tear this man from limb to limb.
But most of all, you have to know the ropes.
I'm thinking of upping our side bet to $250,000. Whoops him good. Who's it? You.
Ouch. Midnight. You better win.
$1.5 million. Or I forfeit, you can kill me right now.
Now, how does feel?
Okay, look, he's bigger than you are, he's tougher, he's faster, he's younger than you are. He hasn't fought 22 rounds today, but you remember this. You are black.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to inspire you. You know, it's a roots kind of thing.
Seems awful mad. Did you tell him he was black?
Midnight Sting, coming soon to the Movie Channel this July.
Introducing the boxing legend. He's taken 39 professional fights in his stride, undefeated. The sporting enigma, who struts above the bloody business of boxing. Now, when the fighter leaps into the ring, he leaps into controversy. You love him or you loathe him, and you wonder, one day, will Chris Eubank ever meet his match? Fight night, the Latin American champion will leave room in the ring for only one Chris Eubank. Don't miss him. Saturday night from 8, live and exclusive on Sky Sports.
The Chris Eubank World Tour, only on Sky Sports.
To subscribe, call 0506-484-777. That's 0506-484-777.
You're watching Sky Movies.
2 years ago, Ford were the first to introduce options, a new way to drive a new Ford. With a simple deposit and installments, over 60,000 customers are now driving a new Ford through options. It puts you in control. At the end of an agreed period, you have 3 options. 1, pay the final balance to keep the car. 2, give it back to Ford and walk away. Or 3, allowing for the balance, part exchange it for a new Ford. So, if you want to get in the driving seat, you should find out more about options. The smart way to drive a new Ford.
Condition green. Sir Brian?
Ah, excellent work, Latham. Sir. It's your mum, sir.
Hello, Mother. Our man in Shanghai. Of course I remembered. Happy birthday. Flowers. You haven't got them yet?
Latham.
Green.
Daffodils or tulips, sir?
Tulips. Mother, I'm a little...
Sir, what colour, sir?
Sector C.
What? Yes, Mother, I know.
Latham, she needs to know what colour tulips, sir.
Sector C, status.
Red, you idiot, red. This is an emergency. Go, go, go! Yes, Mother. Yes. I love you too. We were at Cambridge together. Single to Dover, please.
You've done it, Professor.
Yep.
You can enter the time machine.
Yep.
You can witness the dawn of creation.
Yep.
See real live dinosaurs.
Yep.
You can witness Captain Cook's first deck out on the golden shores of Australia. You've done it, Professor.
Yep.
You can enter the time machine.
Yep.
You can witness the dawn of creation.
Yep.
See real live dinosaurs.
Yep.
You can witness Captain Cook's first deck out on the golden shores of Australia. You've done it, Professor.
Yep.
You've invented the time machine.
Castle mine is made with golden cluster hooks.
See real live dinosaurs.
This could go on forever.
Witness Captain Cook's first deck out.
Expert time after time travellers wouldn't give up Castlemaine 4X for any other lager.
Gillette brings you advanced antiperspirant protection for men. Gillette Series Clear Gel Antiperspirant. Because it's a clear, clean, powerful gel, it goes on smoothly and dries quickly with no white residue to form an invisible barrier of protection. All-day protection against both wetness and odor. Gillette Clear Gel Antiperspirant. One of the advanced deodorants and antiperspirants in the Gillette series.
Saving with Price Check is common sense. New potatoes are only 9p.
Price Check at Summerfield and Gateway stores now. After you eat, teeth are vulnerable to acid attack. Help fight back with Mentadent bicarbonate of soda toothpaste. Try it. Your teeth will feel brilliant.
Now you can get that airy scent of spring in a washing up liquid, because now there's new Spring Fresh Fairy. So you get that wonderful spring fresh feeling every time you wash up. New Spring Fresh Fairy. Spring bottled.
Can't change the code! But you can change your burger to a Burger King burger.
Change at Burger King to a flame grilled bacon double cheeseburger and regular fries, now only $1.99.
Change your burger to a Burger King burger.
You're watching Sky Movies.
For the very first time on British television.
Things we never joke about here in Diggstown, Mr. Kane. Our boxing and our betting.
A once-in-a-lifetime sting.
He owns the whole town. He's worth almost $2 million.
Kind of information that can get you killed.
Nobody can take 10 men. Nobody.
Rip his tits off. This ain't about money anymore. All right.
James Woods, Louis Gossett Jr. Midnight Sting, the TV premiere, Saturday at 11 on the Movie Channel.
From the Sky Satellite Network, this is Sky Movies.
Time now for Thursday Night Horror as the lights go out on Elm Street. Freddy's dead, the final nightmare.
The Stephen King week concludes. The Terminator's Linda Hamilton stars in Children of the Corn tomorrow at 10, Sky Movies Gold.
You're watching Sky Movies.
It's a dirty, rotten deal where you lose a woman, your dog, and your wheel. Call me melancholy, baby, 'cause the rain is coming down. Oh, yeah.
Don't stop, don't stop. It's gorgeous. My ears want to marry your music. Your singing really moves me, son. You know that? Right here. Just in my wallet. I want you to sign this recording card. What's that? Heineken, Schmeineken, champagne, caviar, truffle, silk underwear, fluffy pillows, French...
Shut up, woman. I'm listening.
You like my suit? It's yours. You look like $1 million. My ears can smell major recording talent a mile away, son. You like the limo. It's yours.
I'm hurting. Whoa, yes, I'm hurting so bad.
So you've got your new Ford. But suppose you want to change your mind. That's where the Ford Commitment gives you reassurance and puts you in control. You get a 30-day exchange scheme for any reason, like changing the color. 24-hour RAC roadside assistance, even if you run out of petrol. And in the unlikely event of a persistent defect during the first 12 months, you'll receive a refund or replacement. If you want to buy a car with confidence, buy with the Ford Commitment and stay in control.
Because you can't talk. Because you can't walk. Because your mother had only got one pair of hands. Because you're wonderful. Except when you're hungry. Because you woke your mother 6 times last night. Because you hate shopping. Because of all these things, at Tesco, we'll give you somewhere to get changed. Your own custom-made trolley. And we'll even warm your milk for you. Tesco. Every little helps.
Hello, Mr. Thomas. Yes?
My name's Gilder. Look, we haven't met. Yeah, I need a quote on... Oh, buzz off! What? Bill's there? No, not Bill. Kill! Look, the noise is terrible. Yes, here too. Call me back. Right. Traffic's awful. Can't hear yourself think.
Have a break.
Here you go, mate.
Have a Kit Kat.
Oh, it's gone quiet. Hello? Hello, Mr. Thomas? Yeah?
Words can't describe New Bird's Eye fish cuisine en croûte.
Sometimes you're strolling along and you think, hey, this minty is a crisp white crunchy mint. Then a few yards later on you think, hang about. This minty is a soft blue chewy mint. Now I can tell you once and for all whether your minty is white or whether your minty is blue. The first thing you get is a crunch, the next thing you get is a chew.
Minties. The blue, white, hard, soft mint.
Took me from John O'Groats to Land's End to work that one out.
There's more petroleum in your swamp than there is in all of Kuwait.
moving us to Beverly Hills.
What's your hair, Granny?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Now you can get that airy scent of spring in a washing up liquid, because now there's new Spring Fresh Fairy. So you get that wonderful spring fresh feeling every time you wash up. New Spring Fresh Fairy. Spring bottled.
You're watching Sky Movies.
Introducing the boxing legend.
Well, all right, watch out.
He's taken 39 professional fights in his stride, undefeated. The sporting enigma, who struts above the bloody business of boxing. Now, when the fighter leaps into the ring, he leaps into controversy. You love him or you loathe him, and you wonder, one day, will Chris Eubank ever meet his match? Fight night, the Latin American champion will leave room in the ring for only one Chris Eubank. Don't miss him. Saturday night from 8, live and exclusive on Sky Sports.
From the Sky Satellite Network, this is Sky Movies.
Time now for another of those controversial films originally branded X. To tell us more, here's film critic Kim Newman.
Tonight's branded X film, Scum, was a cause célèbre of the 1970s. Initially a TV play written by Roy Minton and directed by Alan Clark, it was, like Dennis Potter's Brimstone and Treacle, commissioned by the BBC, but not broadcast on the grounds of amorality. It was subsequently remade for the cinema, and it's this version which we're showing tonight. Unlike Potter's play, which is a disturbing fantasy, Scum sets out to be a realistic indictment of the appalling conditions inside a Borstal prison for junior offenders. Even now, it's easy to see why Scum upset the BBC. It presents a parade of brutalized and foul-mouthed characters who constantly abuse each other, and has a succession of shocking incidents, including a very uncomfortable homosexual gang rape, several bloody suicides, many beatings, and a climactic riot. It works less well as a social protest drama than as a grand guignol horror story, since the realist surroundings and telling documentary details don't make the one-note characters any more convincing. Everyone, staff and inmates alike, acts like refugees from A Clockwork Orange rather than real people. To a 90s audience, perhaps the most shocking aspect of the film is the accepted racism of all the white characters, even those like hard man Ray Winston, who expected to seem sympathetic. Nevertheless, Scum is a powerful, important piece, and in light of recent controversies, it seems British television would today be even less inclined to get behind its like.